Hey there. I would like to begin the episode by thanking some folks. Folks like Jacob Meeks, Chris Hales, Jordan Osborne, Adam Bucheri, and Michael Hunt. These are all people who have gone to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and supported this show and our network. You can be like them and get a bunch of cool stuff in return by doing like they did and going to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Thanks.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And we are talking this week about this week we're talking about Wario Land 4, which is a platformer developed and published by Nintendo for the Game Boy Advance in 2001.
Yeah. Our second visit to the world of Dark Mario, Farting Palooza, and the first in the platformer series, which is a shame because these are cool.
These are neat.
I'm sure we will do more at some point down the road. Yeah. This is a premium episode for this month, which means that everybody's going to get the generalities and patrons will get the body of the episode. This is also not a sponsored episode. This is our pick. Yeah. Basically, I mean, yes and no. I put out a big Twitter thread that was like, what are some short games for when we have really spicy things? And this was one of them. And I was like, oh, yeah. Wario Land 4.
That'll be a good one to talk about. It's weird that we haven't so far.
Yeah, I love that hairy, gross, Paul Bellini-esque, sweaty piece of shit, deadbeat dad. You know, just money grubbing, voted for Trump, like awful little goblin. He's such a horrible little knoll.
It's such a like ancient Greek concept of what good and evil is. You know, Wario is not favored by the gods because he is so unpleasant to the senses.
Wario, your place is to help the Spartans carry spears and take wounded off the battlefield. You may not fight with us, Wario. You are lucky that we did not leave you down by a river to drown. Wario, don't backtalk me, Wario. Wario, throw Wario into the river. Mamma mia, that's dark. Yeah. I had the fun experience of explaining to my girlfriend that they're not related.
So common mistake.
It really seems like they should be related.
In a just world.
Yeah, and if I met like a Wario for me, and they weren't related, I would instantly go full like gang stalking, conspiracy Dale Gribble nut.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I feel like we've talked about this before because I have deja vu of us realizing that we are the Wah versions of ourselves.
Oh, of like actual real people
who
have jobs and are like reasonable.
Just like you go in search of the Wah Cole. It turns out that Cole was the Wah Cole all along.
Yeah. It just it's lol. You know, the K is the modifier. Yeah, I cannot handle the Cassandra Nova version of me. But this is, for people who don't know Wario, he is the Cassandra Nova of Mario. He's a big greasy piece of shit.
I want to take a moment here. You went from something that is, I think, widely known, Wario, to how many for your? Oh yeah, so it's just like Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, just exactly like Cassandra
Nova from the
Nova. 2001
run, Grant Morrison run of X-Men. Yeah,
and later sometimes.
I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Cassandra Nova.
Okay.
They were both born. I guess they are related though. They were both born in the womb, and
yeah,
in that scenario, Wario would have fought or Mario would have strangled Wario to death in the womb. It didn't happen.
No,
his own mustache. No, this is just like a bizarro mirror version of Mario, who is disgusting and he loves money. The premise for this game is he sees a news article about a golden pyramid that appeared nearby and heads over to plunder it.
Yup.
Thus setting into motion the events of Black Panther.
Oh no.
Killmonger takes it all back. The British Museum, the British Museum.
It's you have to like something, a creature like Wario of such simple pleasures. It's very predictable. He's less of an agent in any story and more of just a force of nature. Like heat, he will seek, to spread evenly.
Yes, I love it. It's very predictable, unlike that Mario.
Yeah, but this is it's a platformer. But it's really different from the main Mario series games in ways that would probably put you off if you sat down and played this expecting it to be like a light hop and bop.
Yeah, it's good to me that these platformers are not Mario likes.
Yes,
we have a series for that. I can't remember the name, but it's not Wario. This one, Wario is bigger. He's not as fast. Like he's more modal in his speed, I guess. Like he can dash, but when he moves pretty slow. And the pace of play kind of depends more on puzzles. Yeah. There are, it's not so much platforming and combat challenges as puzzle and exploration challenges.
Yeah, it is figuring out how to get into corners using the surprisingly wide repertoire of moves that you have available to you, both intrinsic to Wario in response to the environment around him, just the different ramps and stuff that you have for you, and his weird little transforming completely plastic body.
It ends up becoming, for a platformer, one of the more varied movesets.
Yeah.
In a side-scrolling platformer that I can think of. Not varied in terms of acrobatics or like being able to stunt with it, like a Mario Odyssey, but just in terms of sheer variety. It's pretty wild. But how wide your moveset is here. Yeah,
to the point where when I got stuck, oftentimes the thing that would press me forward was something that Wario could do that I forgot he was able to do.
Yes, I forgot about him rolling, and there's a hard wall that you get stuck at, and then I had to look it up, and I felt like a real idiot.
Yup.
So Wario can jump on enemies. He can ground pound, and he can ground pound near enemies, which will stun an enemy, which he can then pick them up and throw them. He holds them like a delivery boy holding a pizza, or like a waiter.
Extremely loosely, he holds them.
Yes. Yeah, he holds them like a waiter, and the throw arc in this game takes a long time to get used to. The relationship between Wario and throwing things is real weird. It's clearly trying to evoke Doki Doki Panic Mario 2.
Yeah.
Like if something will land on your hand, you will just naturally grip it. It's awkward.
It's very awkward, and it's one of the larger hurdles you're going to have to get over because every boss requires you to understand this system.
Yes. And it just doesn't work the way that it instinctually feels like it should. I love this game. It's not a fatal flaw or anything. Like I was happy to, much like Wario, running into a new hazard, I was happy to conform my body to meet this rather than expect it to do what I want it to do.
Yeah.
But it's only because of the other virtues that make that not obnoxious.
Yeah. And it's not just a throw. Like, again, the throwing is modal too, because are you going to do a charged throw or an uncharged throw? Are you going to throw it upward? Or are you going to throw it kind of off to the side? If you throw it upward, it's kind of going to arc. You have all this stuff to take into consideration, and part of the awkwardness of it is it was kind of a crapshoot if I was going to throw in the direction I thought I was going to. Yeah.
It feels weird. And I think the two things that save that, one of which is weak and one strong. The weak thing is the lack of consequence, right? Like when that happens, it's hard to die in this game.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that like you have something you need to throw and you get one chance at throwing it. You almost always can just go through a door and stuff and come back and reset the room. That is the weak defense because it's still wasting your time.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. The kind of stronger defense, I think, is the pace of play in general. Usually when slowing down to solve a problem and wrestling with awkward controls, that bothers me most when I am trying to get back to like fast-paced action.
Yeah.
The way that this game typically works is this, like, and we'll talk about this, the level rhythm of slow and then fast. Usually these throwing puzzles were in the slow part. So I was happy as a Zelda in a room full of blocks, for those, knowing that eventually I'd get to the adrenaline pump and fast part. But just feeling like, oh, this is the game. Like this is a puzzle, figuring out how to get this to do this.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it didn't bugger me as much because didn't bug me. I said bugger on accident. It didn't. I turned British there for a second and just really firing the can. Yeah, boy, yeah, bring that into game. It didn't bug me as much as maybe it could.
Yeah,
I've never said bugger in my life. I think it was the first time I've ever said the fucking word. What's happening?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, are you okay? Do you need to go get some kind of like blood panel, like a workup?
Yeah, I probably should. I don't know. That's weird.
You're starting to snap to grid for the wrong country. Yeah.
I'm slowly getting Moon Knighted into a British version. It's like the opposite of what happens in the show, in that I get more and more annoying. Like I'm just regular Gary, and I talk, and eventually I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm quite small, I am. Yes, I'm a little baby. I don't know. I'm just a little baby. I'm a baby. I don't know. I'm quite little. I'm gonna turn into that, and just every time I'm on screen doing that, fucking death. The other stuff around that show is cool, but that performance fucking nails on chalkboard.
Yeah, a little bit. I can agree with you there. Yeah. The other thing that kind of saves this is the lack of consequence also built into it. Like, there's not a lot trying to like get you. You know,
enemies are very lackadaisical.
They're not motivated. They just kind of seem to be happy to be Wario adjacent. Yes. You will take some hits, but like outside of the boss fights, there's not an awful lot of like pressure on you to perform. So it doesn't feel like it's asking more of you than the system can deliver. It's just a low level of friction that you're going to be dealing with for the first 50% of the time you're playing the game.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to.
Yeah.
Wario has his signature dash. He has the shoulder tackle. This will knock enemies off the screen if they're already stunned, or will sometimes stun them. There are enemies that are immune to this and such, of course. There's also a stronger dash. Use these blocks or this dash to destroy lighter blocks. Darker blocks you have to get either a running start or you have to do a ground pound.
Yeah, a ground pound from way high up.
Yeah, there's 2 ground pounds. There's a regular ground pound, and then you also can. I've never seen a game with 2 different levels of like Witcher level dodges for ground pounds.
Yeah.
If you get a high enough ground pound, that is a bigger velocity thing.
Yeah. And figuring out how to get up there and how to clear your way to do the ground pound uninterrupted. That's all part of the flow of play. Like, this is a game that is very concerned with Wario's relationship to the space, which is neat because Mario so often, I'm not saying this is wrong. It's kind of the mode of play that they have. It is about kind of passing through it lightly, whereas Wario kind of seems to be a little bit more about grappling with it heavily.
Yeah. Contrast with something like a stealth game where your body is big and important versus a stealth game where you're kind of weightless.
Yes.
It's also in Mario levels, a lot of times they're palettes. Like there are geo effects, like there are things like deserts or ice, but a lot of times like it's just wireframe. Yeah. It's a setup of platforms with like a gimmick. On top of it. Here, the spaces really, really matter. And we'll talk about this in a moment. The level design, the levels here are really varied and have really strong gimmicks.
It's wild.
Which really, really helps underline that connection of your avatar to the world that they're in terms of play. You are constantly engaging with the level itself. So much so that I beat this a while ago. I watched a speed run of it today to refresh my memory. The speed run basically does all the stuff. There aren't tons of tricks because it's not an expressive acrobatic Mario game.
Right.
You basically just engage with the game, but faster.
Yeah. And the last move that that you have available to you, the one that I always forgot, the one that you forgot, was you can turn into a Wario boulder and bowl down powerful blocks to go through enemies, get through smaller passages. Like, this is a big deal. Like, if you see, low 1x1 blocks that form a little tunnel, you're not going to be able to do anything with the deeper ones. That is telling you, like, get a rolling start. Daytona USA style to blow through that.
Yes, even though you can also crawl and jump crawl like Half-Life.
Yeah,
you are very versatile in this protean entity we have. This is only half the gimmick. Like, this would be, I think, kind of enough for a game, if this was just started as the first Wario Land. But Wario's gimmick as a platformer up until this point is being transformed by enemies and aspects of his environment.
Yes.
These are the equivalent of power-ups. So instead of, say, a Mario finding a fire flower, Wario gets immolated and he's on fire. This doesn't hurt him. Like, Wario is not going to be intimidated by fire, but he runs really fast. He's kind of uncontrollable, and he can go through certain blocks that, set things on fire using his body as some kind of human candle, like Glob Herman, contemporary of Cassandra Nova.
God damn it! I was about to ask who, but I knew the answer.
Yeah.
I knew the answer.
You know who that is. Yeah.
And this is Wario's trick, taking on all of these. It is weird looking at a list of them because there are actually way fewer of them than you think. But each of them changes Wario's entire deal in a really satisfying way. They like, there's really not any kind of overlap between them, really.
No. And there are fewer of them in this one than there are in previous games, where that was the only gimmick. This is the first Wario Land game where you have a life bar as well.
Yes.
So some enemies will just hurt you, and some of them will transform you. On one hand, I have seen it said, and I am sympathetic to the point that it's less interesting to have the life bar as well. Previous Wario games were pretty innovative because you couldn't die.
Yes.
Your fail condition, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That didn't mean you couldn't fail. Right. So previous Wario games, what would happen is you would have a challenge to get across a room. The fail condition would be being flattened, and you can't be flat Mario to get through, or Wario to get through the end. So it was only weighted off or go back to the beginning of the stage.
Yeah.
So you still had a fail condition, but instead of losing a life and starting over, you accidentally got swollen up by a bee sting, and now you can't get through the spot. It was essentially failing. It just tasked your time instead of like a number.
That's the thing.
I think that by doing this hybrid, the reason why this is my favorite of these games, even though I would like to do other Wario games, is that the hybrid allows for different kinds of encounters and different kinds of fail states. Yeah. You can make multiple mistakes if it is a mistake that takes your life, as opposed to you can only make one mistake if it's a mistake that puts you into a body set that cannot get through an obstacle.
Yeah. And if every enemy imparts a status effect on you, that means that, you're kind of wandering through a level where there are just keys kind of wandering about with you. And it ultimately comes down to, well, shit, there's a torch enemy here, so I guess I'm going to have to light on fire. It ends up feeling, obviously the earlier games are better than this, but like that feels like a trap. It's like, okay, we cannot actually exercise this part of making a video game, which is putting enemies in a space that you have to deal with, without possibly communicating something about what you're going to have to deal with, about what your upcoming obstacle is going to be.
It takes away some of the puzzle aspect of it, even though those games are commonly referred to as puzzle games, and there's a lot of puzzle DNA. But when you're in a room with a lock and then you're in a room with a key, that's not really a puzzle.
Yeah,
it's more complicated than that a lot of the time, but not all the time. And it ended up, I remember the thing about the previous Wario games that is not a problem with this one. This game has really good boss fights. I think the previous ones had annoying boss fights because they were all based on avoiding a certain status effect that essentially put you in timeout.
Yeah.
For a while. This one, these are more traditional, but I think they're better.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those transformations as they show up in the thing. They're also a hoot. Flat Mario is so cool. And funny and weird, like Flesh Bart. I've talked about Flesh Bart being at the foot of my bed and it being
you've never, you're Gary's sleep paralysis demon is Flesh Bart.
Yeah, it's Flesh Bart. So imagine a Bart but made of human flesh. A flat Wario flesh. Or a flesh flat Wario. Imagine that, dude. Like creeping under the door while you're on the toilet or something. Like, I don't know. I just
mailing himself to you.
Yeah, you open an envelope and
no.
It pops out.
Now I'm just picturing realistic Flat Wario. It's like the it's like the pane of glass kill from Final Destination 2.
Yes, it's very similar. The WA Postmaster General, like, just packing him away, like, giggling. He's in on it. I don't know. A realistic Flat Wario is very scary to me. Do not make a Wario of flesh, please. Nintendo.
If you're taking requests on merch, you have to take anti-requests as well.
Hellraiser 10, Wario of flesh.
Phantasmawaria. So, but yeah, these are all good and cartoony, and I don't know. There's something fun about seeing a being as unpleasant as a Wario have all of this body horror happen to him.
It's extremely Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
to me, like that kind of animation of the grotesque. Stuff that is not Mario's, ballywick.
Yeah,
it's real fun to have them dip into that.
So we talk about the previous games where you're unable to die. Here, if you lose all of your hearts that you're collecting, and collecting gold, like picking up points, will also slowly fill up your hearts as well, I think. I'm not entirely sure how that little second meter works. But if you run out of life, you will fail out of the level, and you will lose everything that you've picked up, and you have to start back over again.
Yeah, and money does have a purpose, which we'll talk about when we talk about the boss fights.
Yes.
So the game is kind of non-linear. You have a hub you have to get through first, and then you have 4 passageways. Mm-hmm. They have a theme to these levels, but they're sets of levels that eventually lead to a boss. Mm-hmm. You beat these levels, you get to get this final challenge after you beat all the different spokes, the Golden Pyramid.
Yeah.
Which is your final set of levels. So there's basically 5 worlds plus a tutorial.
Yeah.
There's a rhythm to the levels that is repeated that I think is really cool.
Yes.
This was hugely additive to me. Mm-hmm. You are going towards the end of the level. You're trying to find the 4 gems in 4 chests on your way. You eventually grab a key and activate a plunger, an explosive plunger. Mm-hmm. And then you have a timer to get back to the start of the level.
And it plays the most frenetic piece of music.
You have so much time on normal.
Yep.
Like, you're not, and when you run out of time, you don't die. You just start losing money. So it's not that big a deal. You have so much time, but it feels like hell. It feels like you are being hounded by the fucking, by Satan himself.
Yeah,
it is very harrying.
Everything's glowing red, and it looks like it's about to catch fire, and the screen starts like thumping like there's an earthquake. Yep.
The soundtrack, which is excellent as well, we'll talk about that, gets more discordant and everything, and Wario's like, hurry up! Like, he's just yelling at you, and like it's very stressful and cool.
Yeah, but it
recontextualizes the levels in a cool way. Yeah. They do something with going back through them. You ended up taking different routes. Different things are available to you. Sometimes you have to get the gems on the way out as opposed to on the way in, and that's very stressful.
Very stressful. Getting the key too. Like, so if you haven't got the key yet. Yeah.
In cute, like, Wario fashion, the key is just held by a pleasant ghost.
Yep.
Who just is like, I'll go with you.
It's a living.
All right. It's a living. All right. These are really cool.
Yeah.
To me, I really like these.
It's like the other place where I've seen this gimmick is the 2008 Prince of Persia reboot or whatever it was, the one that was kind of like that, had the painterly style where you get into the temple and then you do what you need to do, then you escape. I cannot imagine that designing these stages to work both ways for 2 different styles of play was easy at all. And comparing this to how Prince of Persia 2008 handled it, I think that it's safe to say there is a high level of difficulty achieved here from a creation standpoint.
There's a more recent game we've done that does this, which is Mortal Shell.
Oh yeah. If
you recall, once you beat the boss, the dungeon gets repopulated and changed. The geography changes a little bit for your way out. It is a difficult thing to do, and I think this does it about as well as I've seen it done.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So like we said, you have these different blocks that will appear. The plunger that you hit kind of looks like a frog kind of thing. I have no idea why. But there are these froggy blocks, so you can even see on your way to the end of the stage where those are going to appear, and get kind of an idea of how, how you're going to be coming back. And you oftentimes like, okay, I don't need to bust this thing down on my way through, into the level, but I'm probably going to have to come back by this, maybe in a full-on sprint. I'm just going to knock these blocks away so I can proceed uninterrupted. Right?
Yeah. Well, they one of the things that they do when we talk about how it does it really well, one of the things that it routes you really well.
Yeah.
Like you can do intelligence on your way in.
Yeah.
The pace of play is slow enough and the game has signaling for that. You don't really have to, though. If you just go by your instinct, once you've hit the plunger, it will route you the right way.
Yeah.
Past the treasure chest, past everything you need. You still have to keep an eye out for diverticula, but it's really well designed in terms of guiding you.
Yeah.
If you leave and you don't get all the gems, you have to go back and do it again. Kind of a bummer. You got to get all 4 things. Collecting stuff in the corners of the level is a key component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And normally that is a thing that is poison to us, but these levels in this moveset are, A, well put together enough. B, this is not an extremely difficult game. And so I only had found myself going back in probably like 3 times over the course of the play. Something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, that you miss one. There are higher difficulty modes. We both played on normal, I think.
Yep.
On higher difficulty modes, enemies are rearranged and your escape timer is shorter, like significantly shorter.
Yeah.
So to get out, you have less time. But keep in mind that does take your money, not your life when you run out of time. Mm-hmm. The way you use your money is right before boss arenas. There's a shop. Mr. Game & Watch is running a side hustle, and you can buy chances to play mini games, which will earn you coins that you use on the shop to basically melt a portion of the boss's HP.
Mm-hmm.
Thing. What's really cool is that the bosses have different weaknesses.
Yeah,
that makes sense for them. So it's not just buy the most expensive item, it's buy the one that you think would be most efficacious against this monster based on what type of monster it is. So if you go in there and fight it once and see what it is, you can actually kind of prepare by using one of these things and shorten the fight.
My problem with this system is that none of these games is fun enough for me to want to grind playing them to get the coins.
I'm not gonna grind anything, even though I think Home Run Derby is pretty fun.
It's fun for a minute. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at it, but it's still just it's a WarioWare game.
yeah, that you do for a long time.
Yes,
over and over and over to win these points. Mm-hmm. The fact that the bosses are fun and not too hard without doing it, kind of saves this for me. Mm-hmm. If you're very heavily incentivized to buy something, but typically I didn't.
The big thing that you run up against is that the bosses are timed. They're time challenges, and for me it was like, okay, I know the trick for this, but this particular boss is giving me trouble because of the janky throw mechanics. I'm just going to pop enough dingers and the Home Run Derby to knock down a third of this guy's health, because I'm running out of time before I beat him. So
yes, it's not the best system in the world or anything.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of neat.
I was a little bummed when I got to the second the second set of stages, and it was just the same 3 games,
same mini games. Yeah, there could be a huge variety of these, and it would be, and especially since this sound effects for this went on to be in WarioWare. Mm-hmm. Like they had WarioWare on the mind.
Yeah.
For this, that would have been a really cool way to trot out a bunch of those. I also just think they should be more generous with the coins.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild how many dingers you have to pop per coin you get. You're just popping dingers all day long.
Just on demand.
Yeah. Dingers on tap.
Yeah. But the bosses are good. There's only one that I have a substantial amount of hate for. The air rodents or whatever. I hate that guy.
Well, because throwing is a big part of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good. Yeah. They're cool puzzle bosses. The time limit, is not that exciting, but Generally, the level and puzzles in this game are good. There are cool like eureka moments. You figure out what the game's trying to tell you to do, what you need to do to get into a spot, or you see a dead end and you're like, that's conspicuous and you were right. That feels great.
Yeah. The fact that the stages never really repeat a gimmick or never, like this is not a game where they were content to make a couple of different tile sets and then run it through. Everything feels really weirdly handcrafted. Because this is not a game about traversing a bunch of space. This is a game about traversing very intricately designed spaces.
Yes. Specifically designed for the big man.
Yeah.
Graphics are great. The enemy design is like canted and weird the way that you want a Wario, like a twisted Funhouse mirror version of Mario enemies. They're cute, but they're not that cute.
Right.
Again, think Ren and Stimpy kind of stuff. The soundtrack's incredible for this. One of the just like absolute, it's the R&D2, Nintendo R&D2 thing of the Wario camp and the people who do Rhythm Heaven and stuff.
Yeah.
Of just doing weird sounds and having weird, it's like where the Earthbound soundtrack spirit lives.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it. Yeah.
And that stuff is great. Like anything you can do that's not just like, I love a beep and a boop. And I love, there are orchestral scores that are tolerable. But I much prefer something that's weird for this. And it's so of a piece with Wario's whole deal. Like if Wario were a human man, this is what would just be playing ambiently in the air around him. Like his farts would sound like this.
It's like Venga Bus. It's what plays when he's approaching.
Exactly. Like the Wario, the Wa Venga Bus is coming. And just like these just cool rhythmic.
Yeah. Just like
Mario Paint-esque things.
Really unpleasant samples that are like pitch bent. And really like woozy. The fact that they are not afraid to use an unpleasant sound as part of their palette to begin with, and then just like, hey, let's put a bunch of stank on this.
Yep. This needs a little bit more English. Like it's really good. It doesn't sound like anything.
Yeah.
And it's not just good because it's novel. It is good because it matches what they're going for so well.
It somehow manages to tick the box. They do something impossible. There are lyric songs. There are songs with vocals in this that are bangers. Yeah, which that shouldn't be.
No, it's on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah,
very very cool.
Yeah,
I love Wario as a tribute to Mario. Like Mario is codified enough that you can base an entire like viable premise on taking his whole thing and twisting it a little bit. Not trying to sound like somebody who just figured out what the Joker's deal is. I just mean that like you can do a whole game series, multiple genres, just based on like the Mario music and the Mario enemy design and the Mario story type and body type and everything and relationship. Like Mario is also a pliable plastic man who turns into things. It's just not an injury and it's cute. Like Mario eats a honeycomb and turns into a very, very adorable bee. Wario gets stung by a bee and it's kind of like Warren Ellison's Ruins.
Oh, okay.
I'm just keeping it purely in old comics. Like,
okay, go ahead.
But that the concept is just like all of these like, the Hulk ends up exploding in a bunch of different cancers because that's what radiation does. Right. The Fantastic Four all die from cosmic radiation. That's what radiation does. It's basically the idea. That's what Wario is. Like it is this like, you get stung by a bee. You don't turn to a cute little bee man.
No, the bee bites your bottom. Up. Bee make your bottom big. Bottom get big. And then you float because you all swell up. Like it's so good. Yeah. And you're going to float and the music is going to transform too. It's going to get, just like, we're just going to use everything in this, Game Boy Advance. I was shocked. at how early this game came out. I could have sworn this was like a 2003 jam.
Yeah, no. This is old and innovative.
It's like launch. Yeah.
There's not a lot about the development of this. We talked about the Wario games in context. These sprung out of the Super Mario Land games. Wario is the villain of Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, which we've done on the show. He was the playable character in Wario Land : Super Mario Land 3.
First Blood.
Awful title. Yeah, just 1994. And then his sequels would become Wario games and get slower and more puzzly and more transformy.
Yeah. The only other standout in the Wario platformer, at least before this one came out, was the Virtual Boy Wario, which my understanding is that's actually one of the few good games on that system. Never played it because I had bad experiences with the Virtual Boy at my cousin's, eye strain and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just good.
I haven't fucked around with Virtual Boy emulation at all, but I should.
Yeah, there would probably be we got to do Tellero Boxer on for Abject Suffering, or the Innsmouth game for Abject Suffering. Yeah,
or do this Wario game for WAF at some point.
Oh yeah,
how wild it would be to do a Virtual Boy game.
Yeah, no, I just the Virtual Boy emulation is in OpenEMU. I'm positive there's a core you can get for LibRetro or something.
Yeah, we'll have to fuck around with that.
Yeah,
Virtual Boy is fascinating.
Yeah. This game, like we said, WarioWare was kind of already rattling around in this team. This is kind of notable for being the first job for a lot of people who would go on to work on bigger projects within Nintendo. Specifically, like they would go. This is a lot of these people would go on to make the WarioWare games, which we've talked about as well. Kind of taking what they made here and turning it into that just amazing concept for a game. And the engine for this even became the engine for the Game Boy Advance Metroid games. Yeah.
Metroid Fusion being my least favorite Wario Land 4 mod. Total conversion mod. The way I played this time and first played it was because I am one of the few, the proud, the elite, the 3DS ambassadors. There was a 3DS, when the 3DS came out, they didn't put out any games for it. And then they were like, we feel bad. We're going to lower the price $50, and everybody who already paid the inflated price is going to get 20 games to download.
And there were some good ones there too, right?
Great. It's basically anything you want to play on the GBA. I mean, not literally, but you get most of the GBA bangers. And then it was like Oracle of Season. Like it was really high value.
Yeah.
As a thing.
And it also included stuff that like would never be released to be playable on Virtual Console, even once they started, doing that, right?
Yeah. It was the first time GBA was available. It was before GBA games were on the Virtual Console, or any Virtual Console. It was really cool at the time. Yeah. Like I didn't feel cool. I was joking about being one of the few and the proud, but it was. I was just like, fuck yes! Like this is awesome. I want to have, Metroid Fusion and Wario Land 4 and WarioWare. And have these games just available.
I love all these games. Just put them in an icon on my 3DS, please. Yep. I'll play them.
And I did. It was very cool.
Yeah,
to get those.
I just played this on my little retro handheld. So
probably better because even though this game is pretty good, like having save states wouldn't hurt it.
Yeah. The straight up Wario platformer games would continue after this. I always forget that there is a Wario World for the GameCube. I'm positive that can't be good, can it?
It apparently is bad, but I have never played it. I only, so don't yell at me. I'm basing that on half remembered reviews.
Okay.
So, but I vaguely remember it reviewing really mediocrely. So, but I have not played it.
Yeah. There was also Wario Master of Disguise for the DS, and then Wario Land Shake It for the Wii. I've not played any of these platformer follow-ups.
Yeah. I will say Shake It doesn't sound good because I bet you have to shake it.
Yeah. I imagine shaking it is involved.
Yes. Which I am not into. Do not make me waggle a Wiimote.
Please don't.
But I'm curious because I like spending time with Wario. I would like to see how Wario controls in 3D. The WarioWare spinoff has been a bigger success, and that's been very prolific. There's basically been a signpost WarioWare game for every system, to kind of explain gimmicks for it. So like WarioWare Touched, WarioWare Spin It, things like that. And we love those. We did a live episode on WarioWare. Typically, I think we're both very pro WarioWare.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I've played all of them at this point, something like that.
I haven't played the very newest one.
It's okay. It's weird.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
different characters and the way that it caters to different. It is not my preferred mode. Not my preferred mode of interacting, moving a character around on the screen for a WarioWare game.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't seem in the spirit.
Right.
But played most of them and generally really like them. Wario is a Nintendo secret weapon to me.
Yeah.
And that's about it for our generalities for this game.
A little breezy. Just the way things had to work out. We had to put a shorty on the premium this time because of all the prep that went into Final Fantasy 12
and Metal Gear.
And Metal Gear coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. Short games are allowed. And the alternative is doing our long games as the premium episode, but having half the episode behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Which would suck.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we have no interest. So instead we did this. Thank you for listening. If you would like to hear the full version, you got to be a patron. Go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. $5 a month gets you all of them. So you get all the old episodes as well. It is fine for you to patronize, listen to those, and then depatronize. People do it. It does not make us angry.
No, it does not hurt our feelings.
Yes.
In fact, you could say we designed it to be that way.
Yeah, we understand money is different for other people.
Yeah.
Or for various people.
Yeah.
However I wanted to say that.
Yeah. But you can go there, check that out, do all of the usual stuff to help out the show. Ratings, reviews, telling your friends, social media things, all are very welcome. Hey, Gary, is there anything we want to highlight?
There certainly is. I want to talk about on YouTube, Huggable Hipster. Oh, gee. I did not expect that to start up at full volume.
Oh,
there she is. It's Ariel, who does a YouTube channel focusing on gaming, is also a gaming journalist, and has started a game company where they are currently working on something. You can find her work at huggablehipster.wixsite.com.
Okay.
Or on YouTube, and let me see if I can open this and get to the mute fast enough. Nope, I couldn't. But Huggable Hipster on YouTube, and that's spelled how it sounds.
Okay.
HUGGABLE space hipster. Check out her work. There's stuff about kind of tours of cool nerd stuff like figurines, a lot of Bloodborne stuff, which is really cool. Different strategies and kind of general strategies and boss strategies. For that. And I recommend it.
Nice. Huggable Hipster on YouTube.
Yeah. Check her out.
Please do. If you have thoughts about September's games, which are Bugsnax, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Carrion, the deadline for that is September the 15th. Go to duckfeed.tv/contact, write in if you have thoughts about multiple games, split them apart into multiple responses. That makes things easier / possible for me on the filing side. And stick around for next week when we're going to announce what we are covering in October.
Indeed. And until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.